to rock. We are going to roll. We are going to do all the things. Have good time. We are going to have all the fun. Today, I'm here to address the rumors that we have no money. How's everybody doing today? Hello. It's good to see everybody. What's up? YouTube side is already rocking and rolling here. Jim, going to get strawberries? Heck yeah. Snowman Collector, having a tornado watch in your neck of the woods? No! I don't like that, brother. I don't like that. What's up, TikTok side? We're getting booted up here as Plunder. Sarah S. officially. Overkill Mill, Jenny Lee, welcome to the Gosh Jacket stream. Glad to have you here today. It has been a calamity for the past 30 minutes, so let us hope we can escape unscathed here. Yeah, sure. Ish. It's good. It's fine. Thank you. Mamacita is in the house here. What's up, Lauren? It's your first live, Chrissy? What? Well, let me just say this. If you're used to the normal video content, the biggest difference between that and the live is words are hard. So you get to see all the screw-ups. But it's fun. We make the screw-ups fun. You know what I mean? Yeah. Urban Insanity, got your Wheel of Thunder stickers in the mail just in time for your birthday? Heck yes! That's awesome. What's up, Dylan? Good to see ya. Sarah Barracuda, officially not missing a live there. Whoa. Let's just say it involves shit, Jessica.
Oh, no.
But that's the big difference between lives and the posted content. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Oh, that's your most embarrassing moment. That's what we changed the QD to. It's a poo story. Mine is too. My most embarrassing moment is also a poo related story. I'm sure this is shocking to all of you. Overkill for getting a Shakespearean monologue under a spotlight on stage in high school. That'd be a core memory. That would definitely be a core memory. Fane, you have too many. Falling down a manhole, Angela Robertson. I feel like there'd be some injuries involved with that one. Yeah, we have lots of questions. Mine is definitely accidentally using the women's restroom at Casey's. But realizing it far too late. You all have heard this story.
It's a TikTok.
You've heard this story. Yeah. Oh goodness, Pug Mom, your skirt fell off during a live show at church. You were 11, stood there in your pantyhose and a shirt. Gracie, yeah, Casey's General Store. It's a whole thing. Like, every Casey's in the world I have ever been to, I say in the world, they're only in the Midwest, have been, like, the men's restroom has been on the right, women's has been on the left. Is it? Yeah, well, I've only encountered one Casey's where they're flipped, and that's the one that I barged into and sat myself down and started doing my business before noticing the little trash can at my feet. The little trash can is the tell. Candy Thunder is just falling. Now yours, what is yours really? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Tater Thunder. Here she is, once again in all of her beauteous glory. What is your actual one?
No, it's literally falling down the stairs.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then that was in middle school, and the cute boy that stepped on the back of my shoe. And then obviously knocking your cups over on the 24-hour live was not my best moment. It was very embarrassing, and then I had to read a story, and that lives rent free in the back of my mind.
But you recovered well. Like you bounced back, and you know.
I'm still talking about it in therapy.
The show must go on.
Things just kept falling.
So just yeah.
It's on. It was a live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it lives in infamy now, right? Like
There are so many embarrassing moments. So basically, I just roll with it.
just make it your way of life.
Yeah.
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 That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We'll get back to QOD scene here. It's good to see everybody. Doroshko, when you flipped up your shirt in front of friends because a mosquito flew down your shirt, that's understandable, right? What's up, Vilma? Hi, Bridget. Been looking forward to this all day as you chopped vegetables. That sounds fun. Jennifer, does TikTok seem totally different today? Is there a system update? Everything looks the same on my end, but they update things often. Firestar Dawn Rose member for 18 months says, I'm celebrating 9 months being smoke-free and 140 pounds lost since surgery. Woo, wow. Dang, congrats on both of those fronts. That's a BFD right there. And you were right. Yeah, Tater Thunder, there are so many. There are so many. Totally radical. Around 13, not wearing your glasses and accidentally walked into a men's locker room and there were men there. Oh boy. Yeah, and depending on where it was, dudes' locker rooms, they don't exactly, dudes' locker room is like a nudist colony. They don't just, it's like, it's whatever. It's whatever. There's no modesty being shown in there. Plutbug, member for 9 months, says, hey, Thunder fan, bought a car from a dealership for the first time this week. Guess I'm an adult now. Hey, congrats on your vehicular purchase. There is, there's, I don't know what I'm trying to say. There's something about a vehicle purchase that is it's like a chapter in life starts right then, right? It's a huge deal. Also, with the price of vehicles now, it's almost as much as a house. It's wild. 10 you down, remember for 15 months of the Gosh Heck and Thunder crew. Heck yes. Candy CLKB fell in a grocery store. Had your Buffalo Bills sweatshirt on too. So embarrassed. The gentleman that helped me said, don't be embarrassed. The Bills won yesterday. There you go. I mean, when you fell, you just be like, I thought there was a picnic table there, and then it's all fine, right? Then it's all just fine. Oh, Lady Van Landingham was getting ready for a colonoscopy and crapped myself. That seems bad. That's nightmare fuel for Candy Thunder. That's for sure. Christine, your last vehicle purchase was your first step to freedom. There you go. There you go. Fiona, welcome. Remembered the live. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Hey, we do have a couple of goals set up here. We have a goal of... Where's my doc? There it is. We have a goal of 4K lightning bolts on the TikTok side for a spicy story and confetti. And we have a goal of 10 super chats, 5 and up on the YouTube side for the Astronaut helmet and a petty revenge story. Rocking that one out. Candy Thunder sharing the live. Thanks so much, Tater. Greatly appreciate that. Beyond, there's no way you're sharing that. Holy crap. Broken says I broke my neck 3 weeks ago with a severe spinal cord injury. That... Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm sure that the recovery process for that is arduous, right? So all the vibes, all the healing vibes for you as you go through that. Overkill Mill dropping the 500 bolts on the TikTok side. Angelique, happy gosh heckin' 44th birthday to you. You know what? We'll do this. Angelique dropping rocking the 44th birthday today. Who else has a birthday going on here? Wonder Woman does stepping on your jacket and flying off past the last 3 levels of bleachers and MS count. Yeah, I mean, anything that's like personally, embarrassing to you. Yeah, absolutely. Paige, thank you so much for the lightning bolts there as well. Greatly appreciate it. Paige dropping more there. Kayla Egging dropping the 401. Heck yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Meg, thank you. Thank you. Minions Den tomorrow, the 17th. You're 45. Happy gosh, like a birthday. Heck yeah. Megan Mary, yours is the 23rd. Amber, yours is Friday. Sean, turning 36 on Saturday. Welcome. And happy gosh heckin' birthday to you. That is awesome. Happy early birthday. Happy late birthday. This and that. Yours is the Thursday, the 22nd. Happy gosh heckin' upcoming birthday to you. Wondering which, the 28th. Happy birthday. Happy gosh heckin' birthday. It is a month from today. Wow. I was like, no, it's not. It's August 16th. August 16th is a month away from today. Candy Thunder's birthday is in exactly 1 month. We're not talking about age, but I need some, Chad, I need your help with birthday gift ideas. Let's come up with something good. Let's come up with something really, really good. You know what I mean? Coming up, we have stories about crashing out on a partner, tensions between spouse and childhood friends, puzzling family traditions, unwelcome wake-ups, +1 wedding drama, disagreements over roles in the house, and all the spicy stories, petty revenge, and cake stories you can get your mouth around. Came out weird. You know what I mean. First goal again is 4K bolts on the TikTok side for a spicy story. On the YouTube side, we have a super goal of 10 supers, 5 and up for a astronaut helmet and petty revenge story. Once again, Tony Spark here. The doc does not match the goals for the YouTube side. Batting 1,000 here, brother. On the YouTube side, it says It says a shirt change and a bonus story. Every time. Every time.
Didn't get to do my final checks.
You had to run out the door. Somebody forgot to bring the candy cam to the office today because we actually recorded the Imperfect Storms yesterday. So I had the candy cam at home. It's actually part of that studio setup. We just borrow it for here for the candy cam. And today, 20 minutes before stream starts, I was going to turn the cameras on and get OBS set up. And I went, oh no, the camera wasn't there. And I still had more setup stuff to do. So Candy Thunder and Tony Spark took off to go run to the house to grab it and then come back and made it.
I barely made it back in one piece.
Okay.
You specifically asked Tony to drive because he would drive faster.
I regretted it.
It's my fault. I forgot.
It's a great conversational ride.
I forgot the camera.
It distracted from the brake checking.
Only on the wrong side of the road once. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. The share goal for this week is 1,500 shares. We don't have that progress bar anymore because we're streaming a little bit different to try to prevent, technical issues. So we'll keep an eye on it as we can. Please remember to like and share the stream. We do greatly appreciate that and rely on it. Hey, check out my Linktree. Top link on there for free customization on your Stanley Cups. They are doing free customization through July 27th. This is my Thunder design. Candy Thunder, do you have your candy cup? Candy Thunder's got her candy cup. We didn't have this one for the last Wednesday live. Look, I got Candy Thunder one with the Love Island font. Heck yeah, nerding out. Just nerding out, you know what I mean? And if you're part of the VIP group, in the VIP Facebook group, we do have a conversation in there with a link to a folder with some vector designs that are part of the Thunder theme. So you can download those. You can use those for your cup customization as well. I'm pumped about it. I'm probably more pumped than I should be about it. But I'm pumped. Artemis Wild dropping the 8 says, here's a super chat for Mr. Spark. Look at that. You just got tipped like an Uber driver for running Candy Thunder home to get the camera back, and that's all my fault. So I greatly appreciate that. Great, I appreciate you picking up the tab for that, Artemis. Laura Hackett dropping the.
Because I'm getting 0 stars.
Laura Hackett dropping the hundo for 2 jewels. Appreciate that. And my shirt today is like a pastel tropical shirt. I love this shirt. Every time I wear this shirt, get compliments on it. It's a Howler Brothers. They have a lot of cool stuff like this. Reminder today. Wait, say that again. Tony's truck has butt coolers. Yeah. I don't know that Candy Thunder is the type to appreciate the butt cooler. She's mostly like the butt warmer. She's on that side of it. It's true. When you're getting into a hot vehicle, yeah. I appreciate it. Why is the seat breathing on me? Reminder today, keep chat positive and respectful. Everybody, of course, is allowed to have their own opinion. We want you to share that in a respectful way. If you're here spamming, of course, you'll get muted. But if you're here starting shit, you'll get muted too. And if you spoil stories, you're definitely going to get muted, if not booted. So just please don't do that. No spoilers. Don't be a spoiler. Just be a DFHB, huh? And with that, get out your gosh and brooms. Let's rock and roll. Let's do this. Jay Frogger, words are already hard. Yeah. For sure. It's like 90 something degrees here today. So I think that contributes to words being hard. My brain is melted. The butterfly warmers, especially during the winter. Nicole? That's what I'm going to start calling it. You want your butterfly warmer on? The Tedinator. Ellie the bestest. Can't believe you caught a live this early. I know. We're just getting ready to start the first freaking story. It's wild. And surprise, Dusty and Candy don't do the opposite cups. Dusty can sip from Candy's cup and Candy from Dusty's. That's not a bad idea. But Candy Thunder's very particular about her cups. She doesn't want my germs. She wants them washed in a specific way. Yoko dropping the 2 says, don't forget to like and share the stream. Thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciate it. Yes, YouTube side reminder. Please like and share the stream as well. We do fill each other's cups all the time. All the time. All the time. All right. Here we go. First story of the day, ladies and gentlemen. This one is from Relationship Advice and goes like this. I, 30 female, crashed out on my long-term boyfriend, 31 male, this weekend, and I feel that I ruined the relationship. Not a question, so no poll. We're just going to dive right in. Title one more time. I, 30 female, crashed out on my long-term boyfriend, 31 male, this weekend, and I feel that I ruined the relationship. At least there's some awareness. There's some self-awareness going on here for OP at the minimum, right? My boyfriend, 31 male, and I, 30 female, have been together for 11 years with a short breakup last year. We had our issues mainly around feeling stuck and my struggling with insecurity and control. I used to get upset when he went out without me and did not let him go out without friends most of our relationship, even though he never stopped me from doing my own thing. We've since gotten back together and things have been improving. We're both stable in our careers, talking about moving in, engagement, and we have a trip to Greece in 6 weeks to visit his family. Lately, he's been going out more with his new friends, mostly to raves, DJ events that are not really my cup of tea. He invites me, I decline, and then I spiral. I blow up his phone, accuse him of cheating, demand reassurance, and basically panic whenever he's not with me.
That's not great.
Is this like up the anxious attachment alley here? It kind of seems like it might be. Over the 4th of July weekend, I was out of town visiting family. He stayed behind and kept in touch, sending pics and videos of him and his friends, checking in, etc. But I still freaked out, called him 45 times and made a bunch of accusations.
Yikes.
I just want to take a time out to remind everybody that he is stuck with this for 11 years. He got really upset. I apologized and he continued to text with me until I landed back home this morning. Once I landed, he asked if I wanted to go to the beach with him, so I did. He was also out all weekend and actually was hanging out with this new friend all night and into the morning, but still asked to go to the beach with him. Before we drove to the beach, he told me to save my apologies because I keep saying sorry and my actions don't change. He said he loves me and wants to stay together, but he's starting to feel resentful. After 11 years, he wants space to have his own friends and identity without being punished for it. He teared up when we talked and said he doesn't want to break up. He still wants to go to Greece with me, but he also doesn't know how to help me with my obsessiveness and insecurities anymore. My behavior makes him want to break up with me and be single and enjoy going out versus the treatment I've been giving him. I feel like I royally messed up everything within days. I don't want to lose him, but I know I've created a dynamic where I'm clinging so tightly that I'm choking the relationship and pushing him far away. Can I come back from this? All right, that's an interesting question. Can I come back from this? So before we dive into discussion chat, can OP come back from this? Tater, can OP come back from this?
If she gets a really good therapist, because this is not okay.
Yeah.
This is not okay to do to your partner. You either trust them or you don't. But you've made, what was her age again?
Sorry, I was starting to panic moonwalk away.
30s.
Yeah, 31 and 30. OP's 30.
Yeah, this is not, in my opinion, this is not okay. Not something I would stick around for, to be accused of cheating when you've done nothing wrong. And then you guys broke up and got back together and things were supposed to have changed. And now you're doing the same exact thing. I think calling 45 times over a weekend is too much. Like that, the pressure that other person must feel is too much. And I think that's why he's becoming resentful. And like, that's great communication to tell her these things. But girl, you gotta check yourself and know that what you're doing is not okay, and go to therapy to figure out why you feel this way, why you're using these actions, instead of just taking this all out on your partner, because this is a one-way track to not having a successful relationship ever.
Yeah. And, general chat sentiment here is, look, if there's going to be real change, this is going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of time. And it is the onus is on you, OP, to get this done. Now, you have a partner that has some real emotional maturity and has put up with a lot thus far, is reaching a breaking point, but I imagine would still be willing to like walk through this fire with you and be your partner through that. probably only willing to be your partner through this positive change, not to sit in this anymore, right? And either OP went through, got burned really bad previously, and this is like a trauma response, or
that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, at the end of the day, her trauma is hers to figure out with her therapist why whatever the actions, like whatever trauma brings that action doesn't matter except to her and her therapist, where she needs to work through that. But she really, really needs to work through that, because this is not a normal response to going out of town for the weekend or for your partner going out with friends.
Yep.
And like you it's just not okay. This is not okay to do to another human.
And you know, some of the other sentiment that we see in chat, and Bex, I saw your comment there. Like, is she cheating? Is this a projection? It could be. This could either be projection, or you know, this is like a trauma response from being burned really badly before, and along the anxious attachment line. Like, we don't know what causes this. We just know that it's not okay.
Right.
But that doesn't change the path to healing here, and it's gonna be difficult. And this is a long-term commitment, and it's like, regardless of what happens with your current relationship, OP, this is something that you need to change for you.
Yes.
Because the life that you will live, if you do go through this and make some positive changes, will be so much more enjoyable and joyous for you and whoever's around you. Until then, you're going to continue to drive everyone around you away.
If you don't heal your emotional wounds, you bleed on the people who didn't cut you. It was going too fast to see the name, but
Which side?
that was a great TikTok side. Up a little. There you go.
Okay. I've struggled with pronunciation on this before. It's either Sian or Sian. Sian.
But that was a great way to say it.
That's a big deal.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. So the question is, can I come back from this? Yeah. If you want it bad enough, but you have to be willing to actually commit and stick with this for the rest of your life.
And I think what you said about doing it, obviously do it to have a healthy relationship in the future, but your short-term goal should be to heal yourself and to heal you, so that you don't have this unnecessary anxiety in your body every time you're without your partner.
Yeah.
Because you cannot make one person your everything. You cannot control another human being. You have to put your faith and trust in them. And until you're able to do that, I don't think you should be in a relationship.
I would agree.
I think you can work alongside each other. But I think you need to be there for yourself and show up for you. And I mean,
do you think that's possible? Do you think OP is capable of not being with?
You have to
him?
want it. You have to want it bad enough. And I mean, at this point, it's like, this is very unhealthy, and it's very unhealthy for both of them.
Yeah.
So that's my recommendation. I'm not saying that's what she has to do, but I think if you really want to fix this, you have to fix it alone and quit taking someone else down with you.
Yeah.
But if he wants to be there for you, like, absolutely. But I don't know. You're just, like someone said, you're just bleeding all over that person. You're hurting them every time you do this. And eventually that person's going to want to walk away because they're not going to want to deal with it anymore.
I don't know why I went straight to Monty Python. I think, what are you going to do? Bleed on me? Either way, the work has to happen for this, but that's the big question, right? It's been 11 years. It was like this before. It doesn't sound like you did any work other than break up and then get back together, thinking things would change. Like, things aren't going to change unless you change them.
Right.
And you have to get sick enough of your own shit for real change to happen. So are you there yet?
I see you.
That's the question. Are you there yet?
I see you.
Crystal, set aside the attachment style and issues. Constantly being accused of cheating breaks a person more than they think it does. Yeah. Well, for him, the position that he's been in, and we don't know how consistent this tone has been for 11 years, but it's enough.
100%.
And it's enough for him to be like, yeah.
Yep.
And Artemis, to your point, dropping the 8 said, now we understand why in 11 years there's no sign of an engagement ring. I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
And they said after 11 years, they're starting to talk about living together. And I'm like, wow, that's a long time to be together without being together. But yeah, now we know why that's happening. What were we going to say? Tater? She's seeing Tony Spark lurking over here in the shadows here.
You have a confetti cannon in your hand.
All right, let me do some catch up over here. In the vibe of Oprah, everyone gets therapy. Hey, we hit the goal on the TikTok side. Look at that. You guys have unlocked What have you unlocked? A spicy story and confetti. Let's rock and roll. In particular order here, we got Little Kit Kitsune, Ninja Blob Nat, Overkill Mill, Shep, God's Blessed Wonder Woman, Terry KP Nurse, Mama Grace, Diane Sheehan, Anna Hartman, Aunt Sue, Dorosho, Trevor Lash, Caitlin Hanna, Legs for Days, Candy Thunder, Emmy Castro, Real Broad Zuba, Alexis Nicole, Just Trolling, or Just Rollin'. Sorry, there's no two T's in there. Celestial Tumblers, as Plunder, Ellie the Bestest, Christian Museum Girl, and Kinsey. Thank you guys so much for the love. You have unlocked. It's stuck to me. It's all stuck to me. It's confetti everywhere. It's confetti in my britches. In my branches. Laura Hackett, thanks so much for the floating heart. Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Therapy rules, hot pasta. Yeah, I think therapy, it's an obvious path there, but I think more than that, you can't just go to therapy to check the box and not actually do the work, not actually want it. So the prerequisite there is wanting it, and then doing the therapy and sticking with the therapy, and making some real change here. I would say first step, getting into therapy for her is going to be. Let me get back to this real quick. First step going into therapy is going to be like, those thoughts are going to happen. Right? For a while, those thoughts are going to happen. There's like, oh my God, we're away from each other. Is he cheating on me? Is he talking to all these girls? Like, maybe this is what's happening. Could this be happening? Preventing the thoughts from creating action is going to be the first thing to work on, right? Because those thoughts are going to be there. You can stop them and say, hey, is this real? Or is this voice just feeding into some possible fictitious narrative here? Stopping those thoughts from reaching your thumbs and sending messages is going to be one of the first things to work on there. It's the fear of abandonment in which you drive your partner away. Angelique, yeah, self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Which is wild. Anna Maria Ortiz, Ninja Blob, thank you guys so much for the bolts. Kayla egging you as well. Thank you. Or just sedate herself when he goes out. I mean, it works, right? She prevents herself from blowing him up when he goes out. She just sedates herself, or just locks her phone in a time released safe or something. Learning new ways to soothe and reassure yourself is also important, Tina. Yeah, absolutely, because there's going to be that discomfort, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be discomfort. Coping. All right, we'll dive into our next story here. What's up, Elise? Missed you, fam, last week? Yeah, you're out gallivanting. Right? All right, we'll dive into our next story here. This one will be poll worthy. Am I the astronaut for telling my wife my childhood friend will never forgive her for what she did? I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. We unlocked a story, didn't we? Which one? Spicy story? Spicy story number 1. Okay, just kidding. We'll get back to that story momentarily. In the meantime, we got one of these for you. Oh, it's time for Senior Pepper. Title of this one is, Will I be the astronaut for selling my car, which my daughter uses? Poll is starting. Will I be the astronaut for selling my car, which my daughter uses? I mean, context. Context is a thing that we never get with title-only polls. Will I be the astronaut for selling my car, which my daughter uses? And that could be, positioning in there could be OP trying to make it clear it is their vehicle that they get to sell, and positioning it that way. Where's my IDFK? Yeah. Tony Spark. Remember, for 23 months of the Gosh Heck Thunder Crew, would you look at that? It says 8 supers to go for a petty revenge story. YouTube side, we got 8 supers to go. Yeah, I think ESH is a pretty safe here. Pretty safe bet. Sabs, guess 3, depends on the reason for selling, I guess. Yeah. It does. It for sure does. Jenny with the ice cream cone. Dropping that custom emote on the TikTok side. Would you look at that? Would you just look at that? I know I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, but we did record the Imperfect Storms yesterday. It happened. It finally happened.
Poll results are 31% NTA, followed by 20% at ESH.
Okay. NTA.
Very spread across the entire board.
All right. Yeah. NTA, then ESH. Let's see what happens here. Years ago, before the pandemic, I bought a 90s Mercedes. It looked good, but had a few mechanical issues. I thought it would be a fun project car and a way to teach myself more about cars. But between work and house responsibilities, I never found the time. My wife has already been on my case about how little time I had for chores, and I didn't want to give her another reason to nag me. When my daughter was 16, she went through this phase where she was really into showing she could do guy stuff while still being feminine. She still kind of has that vibe. She did a physics and math degree, then a PhD, and now she's doing a postdoc. At the same time, she was begging us for a car. And I said no at first, but eventually said that she could try fixing up the Mercedes and use it if she got it working. I was skeptical. The car wasn't worth much, and I figured she'd probably make it worse, but she ended up doing a great job. It took her around 8 months. She had some outside help and a few custom parts made, imported some others, and eventually paid to have it professionally painted and detailed. Since then, it's been her main car. It has a lot of miles on it now, but it still runs great. Recently, I noticed how much the value of those models has gone up, especially post-pandemic. I decided to list it and already have several strong offers. I never transferred the title to her, and she was living at home rent-free until her first degree and using the car rent-free all these years. I offered to pay her back for the paint job since that was her biggest expense. She's upset and says it's not about the money, it's sentimental. I get that, and I'm not trying to be cold, but it's still just an old car at the end of the day. It could get rear-ended tomorrow by some girl on her phone not paying attention. It happened to me. Luckily, there was no damage. I think keeping it as a daily driver is just throwing money away when I could get real value for it now. She's also no longer a teen and has had an income ever since she started her PhD. She worked for the university in addition to her studies like tutoring, lecturing, etc. Am I the astronaut?
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
We were wrong. We were wrong. We were wrong. We were wrong. So wait, here's where it gets sticky, right? He said, at the time she was begging us for a car and I said no at first, but eventually said she could try fixing up the Mercedes and use it if she got it working. Well, she ended up investing like a
100%.
ton of time and money into this vehicle. So
This is, you would be the asshole.
Yeah.
100%.
yeah, this
this
is an
is-
asshole thing to do. I mean,
This
look,
is bad behavior. Go stand in the corner and think about what you did.
stand in the corner, you lonely little astronaut. By the way, I hope everybody got to see the teaser that we posted today. It was it was good. It was our ASPCA ad. I think at minimum, this should be something that if you had an interest in selling it, talk to her about it. Be like, hey, are you
Right.
open to this? Let's split it because it's worth a lot more now. Like you bought the initial car. Yeah, you have an investment in this as well, but so does she. Like she has an investment in this too. You legally own it because you have the title. But morally,
Yeah, there you go.
it's a different issue. And that's at max. I would ask if she has an interest in selling it as well, and you guys can split it. But the way that you went about this essentially stole from your child. Not just
Yeah.
monetary value, but emotional value as well. And I think that makes you, a definite astronaut.
Ask on one for me. Like he didn't even have the conversation. He didn't even
That's true. Yeah.
like grow a pair and talk to his child. He just listed it, and now it's like, well, she's throwing a fit. So, but yeah, 100%, you're the asshole.
Oh my gosh. Yoko, that's such a violation of all her labor and dedication to fixing that car. Shame, shame. Nancy dropped the 5, said, finally at home during a live. I wanderlusted too close to the sun a while back. Now I'm barely home this summer. Not a bad problem to have. Hey, not a bad problem to have at all.
Yeah.
I agree. It's an ASCOM one. This is just a shitty person.
This
kind of
is
thing.
like a 100% shitty person, and also like put a ding in the relationship because like this was such an asshole thing to do without a conversation that like you dinged her trust, and you're gonna have to work back from that because I wouldn't trust him in the future. And
No.
also, like, he's just like going to pay her for the paint, not all the
'Cause that was the
time,
biggest
effort,
expense.
and energy that she put into it.
Not even all the
getting it
other
running.
expenses. Like,
Right.
He just chose the biggest expense. He's like, I'm going to.
Yeah, I'll reimburse you for that. Not, I'll give you enough to buy another car. Or what. Shady ass bitch.
You're Sab. You're shady ass bitch. Hey, Snazzy Cat member for 5 months says, as an FA or AFAB, non-binary person with bachelor's in physics, he's treating her education and career as a tomboy fad. He doesn't care about her. I'm glad you mentioned this because looking back at it, he didn't include her education as a tomboy fad and use that to judge against her, basically. Like that's different. Artemis dropping another 8 here says, if he sells it at all, profits go to the daughter who is responsible. If he sells it at all, sorry, words are hard. If he sells it, all profits go to the daughter who is responsible for or increasing its value. Ask on one. Good point. Like any kind of increase in value it had based on its condition, because it wasn't even functional then, right? There may be some kind of legal case there.
Sue his ass.
There might be a legal case here. It might be. Ooh. Tony Spark says, I like how he couldn't fix it, and then basically challenged her to do it with full confidence that she couldn't do it, trying to prove a fucking point. And then she ended up fixing it, making it worth something. So he's like, I'm going to take that out of you. I'm going to take it away. I'm going to take that away from you. Because it's a reminder of how emasculated I was by my daughter. It's symbolic. I'm getting
Y'all
rid of
just
it.
cracked the code.
Man.
So proud of my boy.
Man. we cracked the petty code.
Yeah.
Hey yo, we speak petty.
Real man.
I just like that everybody was like NTA.
Jersey blind girl. She's not a boy, which obviously upsets him. That may be a big part of it here as well. Ravenclaw, hey Dusty, made it to a live. We'll post a small update about hubby on deployment later. Please do. Yeah, please do. I'm glad you're here on the live too. I hope we're successfully still entertaining you here. And Snazzy Cat, he's definitely invalidating her efforts, work, and knowledge for sure. For sure. And that could go into the whole he wanted a boy conversation here. It definitely could have. All right, we're going to now jump back to story number 2, correct? Okay. Heading in the right direction. Wanted to make sure. Sweat equity. Yeah, I think, I don't know. I think it'd be worth talking to an attorney. Did you almost just bite the dust, Tater? You okay? Pull me up, Scotty. Wow. If you ever like fall getting into that stool during a live, I will do my best to catch you. I'll do my best.
And then we'll clip it and use it for content.
Well,
Just kidding.
before I try to catch you, I'll hit the candy cam button real quick to make sure that we at least get part of it on camera. And then I'll try to catch you. We'll see. We'll see. What's up, Amaya? FTG, sue your dad, FTG. Beyond. Good point. You know what? I'm going to hit this button for us to include in the previous story. FTG. Fuck that guy. I still need to remove those arrows that are now pointed down, not up. Like, no matter what it's pointing to me, I just need to get rid of the arrows. Tater. All right, here's our next story. Am I the astronaut for telling my wife my childhood friend will never forgive her for what she did? Yet another title with no context whatsoever. Tony Spark, would you mind starting a poll for us, sir? Am I the astronaut for telling my wife my childhood friend will never forgive her for what she did? See, you go Taylor direction, and I go like, I know what you did last summer, kind of. Yeah, which they're remaking, or they're doing a sequel to or something, but it does have Jennifer Love Hewitt in it. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, they're remaking it.
Yeah. Also, who saw the Stranger Things trailer drop today?
So good. I'm so excited.
We did
for
decide that we're gonna start watching the series from the beginning again, so that we can be fresh whenever all of that comes out. We got to figure out the date that we're starting it sometime in September, right? We should all start it together. Start watching Stranger Things again, like season 1, episode 1, and then journey up to current for the new stuff that comes out. At least Drop the 5 said, why is the goal clock so short today? I loved Petty Stories. 10 minutes left. What?
Oh.
It won't let me edit it. It'll only let me remove it. Normally I set a 3-hour timer on there. I don't know why it's so short. Well, so the next one that we set, whatever's left out of this 10, I'll make the next goal an appropriate amount of time. But it'll be for however many out of that 10 are left. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. We got this. Hey, Joanne Alley Bean as Plunder. Stacey Carter, thank you guys so much for the love. Kenzie, see you there too. Thank you. All right, let's rock and roll. No, I did not I don't have a way to. Sorry. Oh, Candy Thunder is our reporter that jumps in with poll results now. That's
okay,
right.
So ESH took it with 34% and NTA followed behind with 32%, followed by ASCON 3.
I'm going to go with the majority here, ESH. I'm just going to keep my ESH handy here today, and let's see what happens. Anna Bracker, dropping the 5, said another super towards a petty story. I'm feeling like a petty bitch. And you cracked me up. I'm feeling like a petty bitch. I want to hear the petty stories. I'm here for it. Thank you so much for the love. All right, here we go. My wife, 32 female, and I, 34 male, have been married for 6 years, together for 10. We have a 4-year-old son. A few years ago, my close childhood friend, 34 female, got married. We've been extremely close since we were kids. Both our families were dysfunctional in different ways. At one point, my dad cheated on my mom with her mom. They got married, divorced a year later, and we basically ended up abandoned by both sides. Through all that, we became really close with each other. She even has 2 tattoos that relate to our bond. I would have gotten a tattoo too, but I'm sort of scared of needles. My wife was actually close to my friend too, and never showed signs of being insecure about our friendship until postpartum hit. After our son was born, she really struggled. Her emotions were all over the place, and she became extremely insecure about my relationship with my friend. I was supposed to be the man of honor at my friend's wedding, help plan things, and be a big part of the ceremony, but my wife was so anxious and uncomfortable, she begged me not to attend. It made me really sad, but I chose my wife. I told my friend I couldn't go and told her why. She was really hurt by it. Not angry, just really sad, but said she understood. A couple of months later, my wife fully recovered and apologized, both to me and my friend. I forgave her. My friend, however, did not. When my wife reached out to my friend to apologize, my friend was polite but direct. She said she never wanted to speak to her again. She didn't yell or make a scene. She just drew a boundary. Honestly, I get it. It was a once-in-a-lifetime day, and she leaned on me for years, and I bailed. I still feel guilty about it. My friend and I still talk regularly, nothing inappropriate, we're just close, always have been. Recently, my wife asked if there was any chance my friend would forgive her. I told her the truth. No, that ship sailed. My wife got sort of quiet and looked sad, but hasn't brought it up again. But I wonder if I was too blunt. Am I the astronaut for not giving my wife hope and just telling her forgiveness probably isn't happening? What do you mean, are you the asshole for telling her the truth? I don't think so. The postpartum part of this, like, obviously we can't speak for the friend here. We can't be like, the friend had a boundary and the friend isn't being petty about this. It's just like, no, that was an unforgivable and I can't forgive you.
She has every right to feel that way. And I don't think the wife, I think she sees the error of her ways now and is trying to right her wrongs. But you're still responsible for what you did, even though you were in, the postpartum era that you were in. You're still responsible for your actions. And her actions were to not allow her husband to go to that. And so I feel like, this is a tough one because I do feel for women in postpartum, especially, first-time moms who don't know what they're about to experience. And I do feel like she should have definitely gotten help so that she could have seen that her actions were not her. But at the same time, we are still responsible for our actions, no matter what the cause of those actions are.
Absolutely.
And I feel like she is going through that right now. But I will say that I do have hope that maybe the friend in the future can. But if she doesn't forgive, that is her right to not forgive. The husband forgave and they're moving forward, but I don't know. This one's kind of sad.
So Sarah Barracuda says, nah, that's not a boundary. She's mad at him for being a good husband. I don't know. So she's not mad at him. She still talks to him. It's weird. She still talks to him. This is directly angled at the wife, and that it makes sense. It almost feels like so a story we read a moment ago about how OP, called her boyfriend 45 times because she has no control there. She's dealt with that for a good portion of her life. Imagine feeling all of that just right after having a kid.
That's 100%.
And
it's fucking hard.
Not knowing how to process it. It feels like at this point we should have some kind of standard therapy that's provided post childbirth.
I think
because
it should
it's so common, right?
Pre-childbirth, so
pre-childbirth,
that you know that what you're getting into. Because I don't think, and again, some women ace through postpartum and have no issues. Some women do not. Some women have it with one baby, not with the next.
Right.
And so I think, but if I'm the friend in this position, I'm going to forgive because I know that's not her. I know that's not who she really is. And I know what she did was over the line, way shitty. It was. But at the same time, I know that's not my friend. I know that's not my best friend's husband or my best friend's wife. I know that's not who she really is. I know that she was going through
at the time when the hurt was given.
Yes,
right?
100%. Yeah. And I would choose to forgive, but that's me and that's my choice. And, the friend made her choice. So
there's another side of it here where, like, okay, OP's wife obviously understands that she oopsie daisied, right? She understands that she caused hurt. She apologized for it once she fully recovered. Do you feel like an apology is enough? I don't feel like a simple apology is enough for this. It's like, yes, I understood that I caused some hurt.
I think
there's got to be some work involved.
As someone who has gone through postpartum depression with my first, I'd forgive with a simple apology because I fucking get it, girl. It's fucking hard, and you're in it, and you don't realize you're in it until you're out of it. And I would choose to forgive, but that's up to the person who was wronged.
Yeah, and I imagine it doesn't help that this was a once in a lifetime event that is highly photographed as well, and who knows what daily reminders she has of that moment that OP's wife ruined for her,
right,
or took a really special piece away from her during that day. So maybe things will change later on. I feel for OP because OP's in a really awkward position. And when his wife was going through this, supported her and chose his wife, which could also be seen as enabling during that time, but she wasn't herself then either. And man, I don't know, that's a really awkward position. But now he still has a relationship with his friend. And I don't feel like telling your wife the truth is wrong. I don't feel like telling her that, like, no, I don't see any opening for forgiveness here. I don't feel like that's wrong.
Right. I don't think he's an asshole for what he said. But I do think in the future that this rift, I mean, do you see it causing future problems in their relationship because she's unwilling to forgive the wife, but still has a relationship with him? Yeah.
And that's not on OP's friend. Yeah. It's going to end up being OP's problem, where it's like, how are you still friends with someone who hates me?
Yeah. I think it's going to cause problems.
Yep.
And I think
he's going to have to make another choice down the road.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
100%.
So, the question was, am I the astronaut for telling my wife my childhood friend will never forgive her for what she did? I'm at NTA. I'm telling her the truth. There's nothing wrong with. I feel like lying would have caused more damage there.
Yep.
You there too?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to make it official here. Chat, what do you think?
I think it's mixed for chat. But that's a hard story. Yeah. It's not an easy one.
And there you go. Apology and a cake. She was just missing the cake. If she would have brought the cake, everything would have been fine.
Totally fine.
Would have been totally fine, eh? Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the clear choice, if you want to stay married, is to choose your wife in that moment when she's chosen or said that something is this uncomfortable for her. But what an uncomfortable position to have somebody you've been like this close with. And I saw in chat where somebody was like, wait, hold up, the backstory on here, which, by the way, there's some supers on here that we got to catch up on. Here it was. Artemis dropping the 8 said, hang on, dad cheated with grandma? That backstory is wild. I think it was dad, like OP and OP's bestie, like their dad and mom, one parent cheated together and then ended up together and then split up. I don't think that grandma was involved here. If it do what?
OP's dad
OP's dad cheated with that best friend's mom. Yeah, no grandma involved there. That would have been, I would have stopped and taken a little more time to talk through that one. Paul, I dropped the SDK fit. He says, NTA, it is what it is, and actions have consequences. Yeah, certainly do. Paul, dropping another SDK 50 and one of the right value. Working backwards here. Petty for the win. You guys hit the 10 out of 10. Look at that. I didn't even have to extend it or set up a new one. You done did it. Yeah. Oh, and you hit the TikTok goal as well. All right. Look at you guys here. I'm going to get some transition music going here. We'll give some thanks and we'll open up a couple of stories here. You guys have unlocked a petty revenge story and the cake story or spicy story and a Tony Spark appearance. Wow.
A lot happening.
It's a petty revenge cake story? That's bonkers. Can I get a gift as list? We'll give some thanks on the TikTok side. We'll get a new one set up there, and then we'll bring Tony Spark up here, and we'll get into a couple stories. In particular order here, Sam Goofball's back in the house here at 3.1K. Joanne Butthead in the number 2 spot, back again at 2.4K. We got Little Kit Kitsune in the number 3 spot at 2.1K. Ravenclaw Queen in the number 4 spot at 1.9K. Top 4, 1K and up. Look at you guys, rocking and rolling. Ninja Blob Nash, the number 5 spot at 840. Then we got Overkill Mill, I Am Broken. Shep, Sabrina, Janine, Aunt Sue, Janice C, 2014, Doroshko, Candy Thunder, Jersey Blind Girl, Rose Ross, Real Broad Zuba, C, Sizzle, As Plunda, Kenzie, Vilma Ruiz, Diana C. Anthony, Violet Green. Thank you guys so much for the love. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Caden Thunder is gonna get our next goal set up here, which is going to be, it's gonna unlock a bonus story and Caden Thunder appearance. Ooh, okay. So we're gonna do your appearance first, and then you'll do the poll, and then. All right. All right, guys, we're gonna be busy here for a second. You ready? You ready? You ready? Here we go. That was the wrong button. I don't know where I'm going. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony!
There you go, sir. Rock and roll.
It's Tony!
Okay.
Spawn!
Okay, that was a lot. That was a lot. We got the live action version of what was also playing in your ears on the screen. He's in Alanya. How's everybody doing? It's not coral. I'm orange. I think I wore. I don't know what I wore last week. I think I wore orange. I did get a haircut. I did. How's everybody doing? Everybody good? So I hope it's nice and warm and sunny where you are. If it's not, I'm sorry. It's hot today. Today might be one of our hottest days we've had. I think I saw it. It's either today or tomorrow. I saw like a heat index of like 108 or something one of the days. It's hot. Today. Feels like 101 outside today. 112? That's hot.
No. Just no.
That's warm. Hold on. Is it 112 and humid, or is it 112 and the dry heat that they speak of? Oh, somebody said I was posting all the boat content. I just want to say that I went like 4 months without posting content. And I think in the last month, I posted quite a bit of content. I feel like I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm even trying to do trends. Well, not even a trend, but like I see an audio that I liked, like the last one I did with the one about being broke. And I was like, yeah, well, there's Bo broke and there's, yeah, I'm broke because I have a boat. 115 dry desert heat. I was in that dry desert heat when I was in Vegas, and it was like 110. And I was like, wow, warm. And then it really wasn't that bad, though. Because it was one of those, like, if you're in the shade, it actually didn't feel too bad. 101, AC went out. Oof, that's rough. That's tough. That's tough. Yeah, 55, I feel you. I don't know what the humidity is here, but it's pretty humid. 55% in Tulsa, I would say we're pretty close to that. Let's see. Let's check our humidity. Let's just get a weather update. Oh no. Today. Humidity. This is what 58% and 90 feels like 95. Miss Hawaii, Oklahoma's hot. It's so dense. Yeah. Vegas heat, yeah, it's not that bad. Give me dry heat over Florida humidity. The Florida humidity, that's wild. Two-tone Tony. Yeah, I try to even, I don't know, I got a lot of different skin tones going on because I try to do pretty good about putting sunscreen on my face. My arms, not so much. Yeah.
Got the
I
coral.
got a lot of
coral.
It's orange. This is orange. What color would you consider your shirt? See, Shane's wearing coral. This is like orangey.
Oh, coral.
It's like, this is not coral. The other shirt I have is coral. This is like orangey. See, Caden's wearing coral. Or not Caden. Shane's wearing coral.
It looks very coral to me. Coral.
I can't.
Oh, speaking of that, I did finish The Walking Dead last night.
Really?
I finally finished The Walking Dead.
Well, now you can watch things with us. Finally,
Well, maybe.
we'll see.
It
It is orangey. You have a different.
is more.
You have a
orangey.
different
I
shirt
have
that's
a
coral,
more
right?
Coral,
Yeah.
salmon-y coral shirt.
Tangerine. Tangerine's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I did finally finish The Walking Dead, and I will say it did kind of pick up a little bit in the final. You know, the second half of the last season picked up a little bit.
Sorry, I gave up on it.
I know, I did too, and that's why I decided to finally finish it because I had stopped finishing. Spoiler alert: if you haven't seen The Walking Dead, I'm about to spoil it. But after Rick was gone, moved, disappeared, I watched for a few episodes after that, and then I was like, no. And then so I was like, no, I'm gonna finish it, and I finally finished it.
Nice.
It was good. I did get a little.
Meanwhile,
it was a little emotional at the
have
end
you-
because
I mean, I would say, have you touched any of season 7 Love Island? But at this point, screw it.
no, I think
Don't watch it.
I think based on the experience of the Thunders and based on what I've seen on social media, I've decided to abstain from watching the 7th season of Love Island. We'll always have season 6.
And Beyond the Villa.
Oh, I do need to watch Beyond the Villa. I will watch that, but now I think I'm in the Walking Dead mode. So now Caden Thunder has told me that the spinoffs are actually pretty good. So I'm gonna watch because Maggie and Negan have a spinoff, Daryl has a spinoff, Rick and Michonne have a spinoff. So I've got a lot of shows.
That's got a lot of spin-offs. So, Angel Larstink, you started watching it because of us, and you hate it. Season 7 is not an accurate representation of.
They scared me into watching it.
The show.
Into not watching it.
The
Like,
show may
it's-
be ruined. Yeah. It may just be ruined now. It may never happen again. They may just shut it down. It's wild.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. Now I'm gonna do the poll.
You're gonna
for
do the poll?
story. Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna set it up live.
I'm gonna do it.
Look at this. Hey, it is a choose your own adventure here, folks. We are gonna do.
Okay, TikTok.
What is it? Cake or spicy?
Choice between a cake story or a spicy story. And the cake story could have a little hint of revenge. Just a hint.
Little splash.
Little dash.
Yeah.
Little sprinkle.
Little thin layer.
See what I did there? Sprinkle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thing.
Now,
Okay, TikTok side. Choose your adventure.
poll has started.
I'm used to seeing the thing over here where it shows, and now I don't.
Yeah,
see
no,
that.
it's all different.
Oh, Cake Story's pulling ahead, 63.3 to
Already?
37. Oh, we're about. Oh, man.
You should do your auctioneer voice and treat this like a horse race kind of thing. Yeah. Come on.
I can't.
You can
Now
do
the
it.
pressure's on.
You can do it.
It's too much pressure. I can't do it. I can't do it. The Cake Story's holding steady at 60-40 split.
Oh,
57-42, 56-43. Oof. It's getting close. Oh, I did the whole. Why does it say 5 minutes? We don't. It's not 5 minutes. You have 20 seconds left. 20 second countdown. 56-43. I forgot to change it from last week. Don't worry about that.
oh man.
10 seconds remaining. 54-45.
Cake
It's
Story's
close.
winning so far.
53-46. 3, 2, 1.
Cake Story it is.
At 50.
Cake Story it is. Like revenge cake. There we go.
All right, the Cake Story won with 52.79% against 47.21%. So now the next goal, which I can't even see where the goal is at on TikTok. Did you set it? Or?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Okay, so we're at 32 out of 90. So that will be for Caden and the spicy story now. So we're going to read the petty
Get the
revenge,
spicy. So I'm gonna do the petty
You too.
revenge, then cake.
then cake, and then hopefully we'll hit the other goal and
All
then
right,
we'll do more.
I'm on it. I'm on it,
Bye, guys. Follow at Tony Spark _ for all the latest content.
ladies and gentlemen. Tony Spark.
Oh, that's why I was so high. I was like, why am I staring down?
She's so.
at my computer?
high above me. She's so lovely. All right, we have a petty revenge story to read, and then we're gonna read a cake story, and then I don't know where I'm going, but I know what 2 stories I'm doing next, so we're all in good shape here. Smoot said I miss Tony Stank. Sorry. All right, here we go. Here is the petty revenge story, ladies and gentlemen. This is a follower submitted petty revenge story. OP, if you happen to be in chat, you can raise your hand if you want to claim your story, or if you just want to lurk, that's cool too. It's up to you. Title of this one is Neighbor Kept Accidentally Blowing His Leaves into My Yard, so I gave him a seasonal surprise. I feel like seasonal surprise is like some kind of like, I don't know. That's not where I was going with it. Shit in his yard? Shit in his yard?
I don't know.
It's called a seasonal surprise.
I'm just in.
It's because you shit in his yard and then you cover it with leaves. Right?
Yeah.
If this is what it is, I'm gonna like.
There's a shit in the bucket.
If you were right guessing what this is, I will shit in our yard and cover it with leaves.
I don't want you. I don't want that prize for winning.
Well, that's what you're gonna get.
I don't want that.
It'll be a seasonal surprise. I live in a quiet neighborhood with mostly lovely people, but there's always one, right? Mine is Dave. Dave is the kind of neighbor who thinks property lines are more of a suggestion. Every fall, without fail, he fires up his industrial strength leaf blower, I swear it sounds like a jet engine, and cleans his yard by blowing every single leaf directly into mine. It's not subtle either. I've caught him standing there, hands on his hips, watching the leaves tumble across like he's conducting some kind of foliage symphony. I asked him nicely to stop. I offered to split a yard service. His response, relax, it's just leaves. You can't own the wind, sweetheart.
He does own the wind.
Wow. Okay, Dave, game on. Here's where the petty revenge comes in. Dave, in all of his tacky glory, also loves inflatable lawn decorations. At Halloween, he had a massive inflatable ghost. At Christmas, a 10-foot tall Santa. And in early spring, a giant Easter bunny holding an egg, lit up like Times Square every night. Last year during leaf season, words are hard. Last year during leaf season, I spent days raking and bagging the leaves he donated to my yard. I had about 6 huge trash bags full. One night, I got an idea. When the Easter bunny went up a few months later, I waited for a calm evening. Then, under cover of darkness, I carefully unzipped the inflatable bunny, stuffed it with every single bag of Dave's own leaves, zipped it back up, and staked it down again. The next night, Dave turned it on. The bunny tried valiantly to rise, but now it was bloated. Horrifying mutant rabbits. Its LED eyes flickered in panic as it leaned precariously to one side under the sheer weight of 50 gallons of dead foliage. Dave came outside confused and prodded it a few times. Then he had to deflate his entire thing and spent over an hour pulling the leaves out of his giant glowing nightmare. As an added bonus, the wind helpfully carried the loose leaves right back across his yard. This fall, Dave bought himself a rake. No leaf blower, not a single leaf has made it into my yard. Mission accomplished. Very nice work. Very, very nice work, OP. Very, very nice work. I was hoping what would happen
me happy.
when you filled up the rabbit with leaves was that it was going to like, and then just explode, and then all of his leaves would just kind of explode all over his yard, right? I could see that.
Yeah, it turned it into like the rabbit from the Five Nights at Freddy's or whatever.
Yeah.
The scary looking rabbit.
Yeah.
This is there's a special place for people that like blow their grass
I was gonna talk about that.
into the road.
Yeah.
Or blow their leaves into the road. Like not my problem anymore. It's off my property. I don't have to deal with it.
You could actually get a citation for blowing your grass into the road because it's slick. Like, it can
100%,
cause
yeah.
accidents. Yeah. So, did you know? The more you know.
That was the star.
The rabbit in Monty Python's Holy Grail. Yes. Run away. Run away.
This was perfectly executed. Nothing bad happened except to Dave. So it's great.
Yeah. No
100%.
notes. No notes, OP.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
You ate.
You ate. Yeah. If you would have mixed some poo in with the leaves, I think it could have been even better because
Then I would have been right.
he was digging it out by hand.
And also, I was talking about dog stuff, and not like human, but you took it to a human level. So I just wanted to make sure that was noted. Go ahead and add this as an asterisk to the beginning.
Okay.
I was talking about dog poo from like the story we read on Sunday.
Not me immediately thinking like I could make it look like dog poo. I mean, Luna's a pretty big dog. She takes bear shits.
And that is actually pretty accurate.
Yeah. Luna, by the way, Luna, terrified of her own shadow, right? You take her out back so she can do her business. And she, first of all, if I have to walk outside with her. She will not go alone. It's our own fenced-in yard, but she's like, Daddy, come with me, please. It's like what Navy would do, who's 4. But if I walk outside and I go anywhere other than walk her right back to the grass, will stand there and just be like, What are we doing? What's happening here? What are we doing?
That's really accurate.
And she'll wait, and then I'll wait out there for 5 minutes with her, and eventually I'm like, all right, let's go inside. And then she's like, oh, now I'm going to go find a place to poop. And she'll, walk around the whole yard, try to find a place she's never been before, and then do the 10 circles, and then start the process. And I'm like, okay, fuck this, I'm going in. You just let me know when you're ready to get back inside. And of course, at that point, she's stuck. Otherwise, she would run after me, but she's already started her process. And I'm like, deuces. Literally. And figuratively. Your dog is aquaphobic. Oh. Man, it is, it's what our animals are all nuts. I will say in our recording of the Imperfect Storms, all the animals are featured. Jupiter, the cat, jumped up on my lap, like at the very beginning of recording. Oliver ends up chasing her away. Luna breathes her hot breath on Candy's hand and right in her face. And yeah, it's always just a circus and a funny farm all the time. Oliver, he's not afraid. He'll go out and poop on his own, but he has this thing sometimes, and he did it yesterday, where instead of going out to the grass, he'll just stop right on the concrete and be like, I'm going to do this there. Like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing?
Enter the poo bags.
Yeah, enter the poo bags. There we go. Elise took a zesty gummy at lunch. It's thundering now. You got your stories on. It's a good Wednesday. Hey, there you go. You got some weather up there? STL area? Oh, no. Sammy, you thought the bunny was going to catch fire? It probably could have if they let it go much longer. It definitely could have. Ann and Brecker dropping the 5. I'm a fan of the petty revenge story. Could I claim it even though I didn't write or submit it? Like I said, feeling petty today. Absolutely. And thank you for the love. Absolutely. What can you do when you live in a zoo? That's right, Rainey. My goodness. All right, now we're ready for the cake story, right? Cake story time. All right, ladies and gents, now we got one of these for you. Look at this. I have the button for it and everything. Cake story time. And this is another follower-submitted story. We have a follower-submitted cake story, which has a little bit of a petty zest to it, we hear. Hold on. I've received a timeout, calling an audible. Okay, you've hit the TikTok goal. You've hit it again. You guys are knocking it out of the park. So let me get through this real quick. In the number 1 spot for hitting the paper crane goal and unlocking a bonus story in Caden Thunder appearance, Sam Goofballs in the number 1 spot yet again at 3.1K. Joanne Butthead in the number 2 spot at 990. Then we got little Kit Kitsune, Deborah Elizabeth, Kinsey, Ravenclaw Queen, Shep, Aunt Sue, Joycey Brown, Genesee 2014, Yvette, BL1, Droshko, and Jelly55. You guys rocking it out today. You have unlocked another bonus story and Caden Thunder. Heck yes. Okay. What do you want me to do now? Are you doing another
cake story?
Cake story, spicy story, Caden Thunder, right? Yeah. When are you taking off, Caden Thunder? Does that work? Okay, cool. All right. All right, we have a new goal going up right now. Caden Thunder is setting that up at the moment. This one will unlock a shirt change and a shark head. Both? Changing everything about me. Everything about me. Okay, here we go. We got one of these for you, ladies and gentlemen. This is a cake story. It is a follower-submitted cake story, and we hear it's a little bit of a spicy cake story. Or a petty cake story. It's got petty piping.
Love that you know piping. Oh.
Candy's okay. Oh my goodness. All right. Title of this one,
Sorry.
am I the astronaut for serving my sister a custom birthday cake after she threw a tantrum about my baking? Would you like to start a poll for this? Poll has started. Am I the astronaut for serving my sister a custom birthday cake after she threw a tantrum about my baking? Okay, the word custom is in quotes here. I don't know if that means like special, like zesty, or if I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure what the custom cake means. What do you think? Guess on title alone, Tater Thunder.
I'm going to go NTA.
You're going to go NTA?
I'm going NTA.
Okay.
I'm going to err on the side of caution. I don't know.
Is that erring on the side of caution?
Fucking no.
It's going to the extreme of one end. I'll go there with you.
Okay.
NTA team, ready? It's
Yes.
cake.
I don't know.
Hey,
Tony?
it's a follower submission. It's OP. OP made a cake. Those are three things. Those are three
Feels like,
things
well,
that work in OP's favor.
I
here.
went NTA because somebody threw a tantrum, and I feel like we're adults here and probably shouldn't be throwing tantrums.
Oh,
but
there
that
you
was
go.
that was my reasoning behind NTA.
There you go. Peppermint witch fish cake. Oh my goodness, fish cake would not. I mean, like
fuck is that?
crab cakes are good.
It's a peppermint witch cake.
A peppermint witch cake. What is this? Is what is this? Is self-made vibes with the shit pie. Ooh, I don't know. Also, OP, because this is a follower submission. Raise your hand if you'd like to. If you'd like to sit back and watch the world burn, you can do that, dude. Jenny with the ice cream cone says, I love when Candy and Tony bicker. It is all the time. Candy, Thunder, and I were watching a couple episodes of Schitt's Creek last night, and she says, why are he and I David and Alexis, but I'm David, and he's Alexis?
That's what I said the next in the next scene. I was like, but it also depends on the situation.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it was the party when David or when Johnny and Moira were going to stay in the cabin. Meanwhile, I'm Johnny Rose for all of it. I'm like, oh. All right. Poll still going? You want to punch in with the poll results there, Tater Rooney?
77% went NTA, followed by 10% at ESH.
Okay.
That's my
77% NTA.
That's my poll voice.
It's your poll voice?
It's my phone voice.
All right, it is your phone voice. Yes, can I please speak to? All right. 77% went NTA for Am I the Astronaut for serving my sister a custom birthday cake after she threw a tantrum about my baking. Hey, Dusty and crew. I love listening to the stories you read, so I thought I would share my own AITA story with you. Prepare yourself. It involves cake. So I, 28 female, have a small side hustle baking cakes. Nothing crazy, just friends, family, and a few word-of-mouth referrals. My sister Claire, 33 female, has always been kind of extra. She likes things a certain way, and if they're not that way, she will let everyone know. Last week, Claire asked me to make her birthday cake. She sent me a Pinterest board with at least 50 options, all pastel, floral, intricate. She specifically said, it needs to be perfect. No pressure, though. That's Claire speak for all the pressure. I love that. I'm gonna take that line, too. It needs to be perfect. No pressure, though. I agreed and spent 8 hours making this stunning 3-tier lemon cake with edible flowers. When I showed her a pic the night before, she said, and I quote, "Oh, that's cute, but don't you think it's a little amateurish? I mean, I want my guests to be wowed. Can you redo it? Maybe something more elevated?" Bitch!
Yeah.
I told her no, because I had already spent a whole day on it. I'm not a Michelin star pastry chef. Well, the words are hard. I'm not a Michelin star pastry chef. I'm her sister. She was paying me nothing, by the way. She threw a fit and said if I wouldn't redo it, then don't bother bringing your little practice cake at all. Bitch! So I didn't. Instead, I showed up to her party where she had purchased a bland grocery store sheet cake, like plain white with "Happy Birthday, Claire" and Comic Sans blue frosting, but I didn't come empty-handed. I brought my cake, except I had added one small modification. I frosted the words, "This could have been so much prettier. Love, your amateur sister," in bright red icing across the top tier. I set it down right next to the sheet cake. Cue chaos. Guests started gravitating toward my cake because, one, it was obviously way prettier, and two, the passive-aggressive message was the whole conversation starter. People kept taking pics and whispering. Some even refused the grocery store cake entirely and ate mine instead. Claire lost it. She called me a petty child, accused me of ruining her aesthetic, and said I embarrassed her in front of her friends. I calmly reminded her that she told me not to bring the original cake, so technically, I didn't. Now my family is split. Half say Claire was rude and deserved it. The other half says I should have just let it go because birthdays are special and I made it about me. So, Dusty, am I the astronaut for bringing the cake anyway and making it custom in a petty way? You know what? No, because Bish deserved it.
You put your foot down.
You did. And
you
also,
did it on a Claire level.
You did it on a Claire level. You spoke her language. You
100%.
returned the energy, right? You mirrored here. But also, you ensured that your labor of love and flower was going to be seen and enjoyed by everybody. And that there was enough context on there for people to know what the fuck was going on with a little bit of piping.
It's
like,
great.
That's freaking awesome.
I'm very proud of you, OP.
High five.
And I bet it tasted amazing.
OP, are you here, by the way?
Also, if somebody makes you a multi-tiered cake for your birthday, you don't ask them to try harder. That's just my 2 cents. A free multi-tiered birthday cake.
Don't you think it looks a little amateurish?
Can you make better flowers? No, bitch, I can't. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit, Claire.
Be like, can you? Or, I mean, I don't, are you going to pay me to spend more time in this? Or
And why would you just go to the grocery store and buy a sheet cake when you have a beautiful cake? Like right there at the ready.
I mean, she really wanted her guests to be wowed. And I would use that as further ammo here, OP, and be like, technically, your sheet cake didn't wow anyone. But when I brought my cake in, they were wowed.
A real broad said in red piping, she red rummed her cake.
Oh, yes.
That's what I thought. The red, I'm sure, clashed right.
Yeah, I'm sure that's perfect. That's
Yeah.
perfect. Paul, a member for 15 months on the Gosh Heck Thunder Crew, says, NTA, that was epic. It really was.
Yes,
OP,
it was.
round of applause. Round of applause. And we got to give you Petty Thunder as well. Yes, you get the Petty Thunder for that one. Friggin' love it. I want to see a picture of the cake now. Like it was a sheet cake. I need a picture. I need a picture and a slice if there's one left, preferably with red icing. I thought maybe you were gonna give her something with like all the blue icing that turns your poop green. You know what I mean? Like the Walmart blue icing will definitely make it look like you ate a whole bowl of Lucky Charms and marshmallows alone for like a week. Yeah, Tater Thunder has a thing with colored frosting. Is it because it makes your poop green, or is it just like weird you out the fact that
I don't.
colored frosting and colored pasta she can't hang?
I don't like it. It just grosses me out. The look of it and like how vibrant they are. Like I would rather. I just don't want it.
It's too vibrant.
Like if I were gonna eat something from like the cookies, from like the cookie company. I'm like,
Yeah.
I only want white frosting on my.
This is true. With chocolate frosting's okay.
No, I don't
too.
like the chocolate frosting. Just the white frosting on my ultra processed cookie, please. That's what I would like. I don't even really.
Why don't you like the chocolate
Because
frosting?
COVID.
Oh,
It's done fucked it up for me.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't know. I can't explain it. I think it's because I tried to eat colored pasta raw from a necklace, like a candy necklace.
That's
And
where
that's
the colored pasta thing goes. But I didn't know about the frosting.
Yeah, it just gross. I don't know. It just grosses me out.
Huh.
I don't like how it looks.
See, I don't.
It's a lot of dye.
I get it, but
freaks me out.
I don't view the chocolate frosting as
No,
like colored.
and I would eat that if it tasted better, but
Huh.
that's just that's a me thing.
Man, now I got a hankering for a cookie company cake. Those are good. Those are the kind of things you can only have like once per year, right? Their little sugar cookies are really good.
The ones with the big cookie cake with the sprinkles.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. They have like the confetti,
Yes,
the
the
confetti
confetti
cookie
cake,
cake. Yeah, that's awesome. Elise dropped the 5, said, does anyone remember the green and purple ketchup from like the early 2000s?
Ew.
I do not.
That's so bad.
To be fair,
No.
I don't remember much of the early 2000s. That part of my memory was reallocated for other things. Yeah, green and purple ketchup. Was this like a Hulk collab kind of thing. I don't know. No pressure gives such Navy vibes. You think Navy's gonna be Claire? No, she won't be like that. We'll make sure of it. We won't allow it. They did a collab with Shrek. Ah. The colored ketchup tastes gross? Does it taste different? Interesting. Shrek collab ketchup. That's wild. Dang, that's cool. It was a Nickelodeon thing? Yeah, I don't remember that.
Navy would be so offended.
Navy would be offended. Yes, Navy would be absolutely offended.
She doesn't like food that's. I gave her my thing.
Kids a riot. Kids a riot. I don't know if we've talked since then. When did we go to Kohl's? 2 nights ago?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know if you guys are aware of Chit yet. Chit, the skits that they have on TikTok. Renshaw J. I think that's the user. So yeah. Back to it then. The way Navy says yeah sounds just like a little toddler girl Chit. And I noticed it while we were walking through Kohl's, and I was like, oh my gosh, she sounds just like Chit. And I was kind of doing the sounds too, and Navy got so upset. She has no idea who Chit is. She doesn't know what I'm talking about at all. She's like, I don't like that. I'm like, you don't even know what I'm talking about.
Right.
I don't care. I don't like that. I'm like, okay, kid. All right. I am secretly trying to teach her to say success and back to it then. So we'll see.
She started crying whenever you asked her to say success. She was
Yes.
like, I'm not saying that.
She got very upset with me.
Albeit it was almost bedtime.
That's true.
So maybe we should try again.
Yeah, she's gone
Catch
through
her
this
in a
thing.
good mood.
She's gone through this thing where like she was napping at preschool, and then decided she wasn't gonna nap anymore. She was just gonna lay there, and she's been a little crabby ass ever since then. So we're trying to get back into that. Trying to explain to her the math of, yes, if you take a nap, it's gonna cost you an hour, but you get 5 happy hours for it. If you don't nap, you just got 6 cranky hours. Which would you rather have? She's like, happy hours. I'm like, cool. Prove it. We're working on it. 2000 to 2006? What? Do it lady. Absolutely. Okay. Spicy story? Is that where I'm going? Oh yeah, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special appearance for you. We got somebody to come up and chat with you for just a second. Here it be.
Ladies and gentlemen. Kaden
Do it, lady.
Thunder.
Truth or dare?
Truth.
You don't want the dare?
Truth.
Oh, dare myself.
Somebody truth me. Ask me a question and I'll answer the question that you asked me, that I asked you to ask. Hi. Do it, lady. Yeah. Well, back to it then. Yeah. Favorite TV show you told no one about when you were growing up? I told everyone about every show I was watching, probably way more. I really liked Ben 10. I really liked Supernatural. I still like Supernatural. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I talked about Supernatural so much it got worked into the wedding vows at Dusty and Candy's wedding. And they never watched it. What is my most embarrassing story? I don't know. I have a lot, but I don't even know. Supernatural is so good. Yeah, season 4, great. You're at a great time. It's great. Supernatural, just that I love it. I watched it all over and over and over again. I like Dean. Danny Phantom, also a great show. Yeah, Supernatural, if you haven't watched it, you should 100% watch it. It's great. Has anybody watched Superman? That's what I want to talk about. Let's talk about Superman. Something is happening. Superman was awesome. I loved it. I went and saw it this past weekend at like 9 a.m. and it was awesome. If you haven't, I won't spoil it. No spoilers, don't worry. But if you haven't seen it yet, you should totally go see it. It's a great, refreshing superhero movie. I love Superman, so that was great. It was pretty good. Yeah, Dean. I haven't seen the new Jurassic Park yet, or Jurassic World. Smallville, I love Smallville. Yeah, I grew up watching that show too. That's a great show. Supernatural and Scooby-Doo crossover was awesome. I remember that episode. Teen Wolf. I watched a little bit of Teen Wolf. I never got like super into it, but Teen Wolf was pretty good from what I remember. I haven't watched the new How to Train Your Dragon yet. No, I gotta watch that one. I heard it was great though. I've watched the original How to Train Your Dragon, the animated one. I love that one. A supernatural tattoo. You know, I have 2 supernatural tattoos that I'm planning on getting, and I'm just gonna walk in here with them one day. And one you'll be able to see, one you won't be able to see. But let's just say it'll be great. That's the originals. Yeah, that's a great show too. I watched the originals and Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
Who's the best Superman?
Klaus.
I think Henry Cavill is awesome, but the new Superman is. I feel like he embodied Superman completely.
What's his name?
David Cornsweet or something.
Corn Sweat.
Corin Sweat. I don't know. I'm probably butchering it, but he did a great job. He was a great Superman, and yeah. 13 Ghosts. I love 13 Ghosts. That's a great movie. Who's the best Spider-Man? Look, for me, Andrew Garfield's my favorite Spider-Man. That's just my opinion. I know people disagree with me on that sometimes, but that's like when I was just growing into like really appreciating movies, like because I grew up with Tobey Maguire too, but Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, I was like, oh yeah, Spider-Man, he skateboards, he's so cool. So that was always my favorite. Do you want to know what the tattoo is? It's gonna be for those of you who watch Supernatural, it's the devil's trap that they have tattooed to the anti-possession thing. I'm gonna get that tattooed. But where? Who knows? I don't know. My left butt cheek. Best.
May your left butt cheek never become possessed.
Best Batman? That's a harder one. That changes for me a lot. I like Robert Pattinson, of course, but I don't know. I think Christian Bale. Favorite Avenger?
Swear to me.
I'm really bad at picking and answering questions. Favorite Avenger? Who's my favorite Avenger?
Thor.
No. I like Thor.
Why did you ask me?
I don't know. You're supposed to know. You probably know better than I do.
I gave you an answer.
Chat, who's my favorite Avenger?
It's Iron Man.
No. I love Iron Man. But he's not. It's not my favorite. Who is my favorite Avenger? I don't even know. Loki? I mean, Loki's awesome. X-Men are awesome too. Everybody's awesome. I don't know how to answer anything. I don't know what I'm going to do. What am I going to have for dinner? Chat, what am I going to have for dinner?
Chicken.
Probably. Nope. Not Arby's.
It's chicken.
Man,
for sure.
lasagna.
It's chicken.
Deadpool for dinner? Deadpool is a good one, yeah. Corn dogs. Look, I'm not having hot dogs, I can tell you that.
Tell you that for free.
Mac and cheese. Fantastic Four. I don't know how to eat that.
You can keep thinking about it. We gotta jump into the next story here. Ladies and gentlemen, Caden Thunder. He's gonna be deliberating here for a while. It's gonna be some form of chicken though. Guarantee it. Karen Shapercoat, you're at Battlefield Mill in Springfield at the food court. Heck yeah, I've been there millions of times. You good? Yeah. How is that mall, by the way? Is that mall like still fully populated, or is it half empty like ours here in Joplin? Which, by the way, I have a great idea for malls. Dilapidated malls all across the country. Here's what we need to do. Open up those spaces for businesses, like office space, like businesses like ours. Let them turn it into an office space. Keep like the food court and stuff. All the employees at the businesses there will use the food court. You can keep some staple stores there too. But the bigger stores, like like the Macy's and stuff like that, if that ends up vacating, do what they did here, turn it into like an event space. So you have basically an expo space there. All the smaller places are office spaces for business. Run fiber internet there. You got good parking, you've got amenities, you've got shared common areas, you've got everything you need, and those businesses aren't dependent on the retail foot traffic too, so you've got more stability with your renters in there too. It would take $1 bajillion to for somebody to do this right and make it happen. Clearly isn't me, but it's an idea, so go make it happen. You know, the bajillionaires that are in chat right now. Yeah. Back to it then. Okay, so we are at spicy reward story. Is that correct? Spicy reward story number 2, Kate or Tony Spark. All right, here we go. Another one of these, ladies and gentlemen. We got another spicy story for you. Title of this one is, Am I the astronaut for trying to dance with my 52 male daughter, 28 female, at her wedding? Am I the astronaut for trying to dance with my daughter at her wedding? Would you like to start a poll? Tony Spock? You're already on it? Yep. Okay. Candy Thunder starting the poll. Racing to the poll here. I mean, I'm going to say NTA. This seems like a no-brainer, which means that there's some kind of hidden complication to it, right? But isn't it fairly common for like a father-daughter dance to happen at a wedding? Which means there's some kind of complication. At least I saw your comment there. I hope weather stabilizes for you and you get your power back and everything. Freaking, it seems like here at July 16th, we should be past all of the spring severe weather. Let's just leave that behind, shall we? I would like for that to go away. Luna Rose, you sign up for the text but never get them?
Sign up for
Yeah, just go ahead and sign up for it again and be careful. Make sure you read the instructions on how to input your phone number when you sign up for that, because any kind of mishap there or typo will make those not go through. So go ahead and sign up for them again. Just make sure you're very careful while you do that. T-Mobile is broken sending text. Okay. So it may not be an us issue. It could be carriers throttling those too. But they have been successfully going out. Julie, when does this get posted? You forgot to watch? So yeah, this will be available on YouTube tomorrow at noon. The whole stream will. But we'll start posting the individual stories from this as well. I'm sorry, Tony Spark. I completely forgot to reset the
Okay. The poll is 71% NTA, followed by 16% ESH.
YouTube goal has now been updated. You said it was what again?
71% NTA and 16% ESH.
Okay.
And then a smattering of 1 to 4.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. And the title one last time was, Am I the astronaut for trying to dance with my 52 male daughter, 28 female, at her wedding? I was in NTA. Seems like a no-brainer. Clearly, there's some kind of drama in here. You're going to ask on one just to play the opposite end. We're just diversifying here and just seeing what happens. So my daughter, who we'll call Jane, 28 female, and I have always had a rocky relationship. It wasn't... I'm a flippy. I'm going to fix it and make something else worse. I wasn't the greatest father, and I recognize that now, but I've changed. I know everyone talks shit on religion-based treatments, but I know I'm saved now, and no one can tell me different. I was in a car accident where I lost a lot of feeling in my legs. After that, I swear I was reborn as a new man and promised I would do better. But after everybody else's reactions, I'm starting to feel like maybe I did do something wrong. My daughter's wedding was this past weekend, and she had her brother walk her down the aisle. Which I was fine with, because I wasn't really there for her as a kid, so why would I give her away? I found out from my wife/her mom that she still planned on having a father-daughter dance at her reception, but have her father-in-law dance with her instead of me. I figured she didn't ask me because while I can walk, I can't walk far and I'm super unbalanced. So with the help of my wife, I worked on strengthening my legs in secret so I could surprise her at her wedding and dance with her. Fast forward to the reception and they announce it's time for the dance. I roll up my wheelchair to the edge of the group circling her, stand up and start walking towards her. Everyone in the room started talking and clapping around me as I made my way across the dance floor, and honestly, it was feeling really good. I was feeling really good about this until I made it like 6 feet away from her. She started shaking her head and frowning at me, but I kept walking anyway. She started shouting no and telling me to sit down. but I just couldn't believe that she was saying this. So I shouted back that I was coming to dance with her as her father. She acted all irritated and said she'd dance with me later, but now it's father-in-law's turn. I couldn't accept that, so I got closer and reached out for her hand, hoping she'd recognize I was doing this for her, when father-in-law reached out and blocked me from her by putting his hand on my chest. So this is where I might have fucked up. I told him to back the fuck up and fuck off.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Our argument got pretty heated before some people stepped in and separated us. She told me to leave, and I said if that's what you really want, and she said yes, so I did. I'm really struggling with this because I got a lot of dirty looks, and even my son yelled at me. He said it was really selfish of me to try to dance with her at all. I'm trying to do better and listen to my kids, so maybe you all can tell me, am I the astronaut? Okay, before we go into the edit here, I want to chat about this for a second. I feel like this is something that really should have had some prior communication before you like surprise your daughter at her wedding. I don't think somebody's wedding is the time that you surprise them. Right?
No.
That's not the time for surprises. You talk ahead of time.
I do not think that you should surprise a bride at her wedding.
Yeah.
And I think you definitely don't tell someone to fuck off at your daughter's wedding either, but that's just my opinion. I feel like he might be glazing over what actually happened in childhood. Because if this is the reaction, brother giving her away, like you fuck some shit up. Like this is, I don't know. I feel like that we're not getting the full story or like breakdown of what actually happened to her as a child, or him, or brother too.
So it's confusing to me that I was surprised that he and their mom are still together. I was surprised by that.
Yeah.
If he was, as shitty as he says, and apparently he was,
right?
Typically that ends up being a split couple. But I'm also surprised that she helped him strengthen in private, knowing what the plan was, knowing the plan was to surprise his daughter. Like, why would she enable that?
I think you just said it. She's an enabler. Like she defended him. She stuck up for him. Like, in my opinion, that's what I would see happening when these kids were young. Man, I'm glad that he turned a corner and is trying to be better. But like we said in another story, your actions have consequences, and you're discovering those consequences now. And it's on when you apologize to someone, it's on their timeline to give forgiveness, and that's up to them. And she clearly had not given forgiveness yet. You should have been thankful that you were invited to the wedding probably in the first place, and not tried to make it about you.
Yep.
Instead of trying to surprise your child, who you have a rocky relationship with. You just fucked up her day because you tried to make it about you and her instead of just celebrating her and showing up for her in a way that she's prepared to receive at that time. And
man,
yeah, I don't know. You stepped in it, dude.
Instead of being thankful for being included at all, like you said, that was one of the first thoughts I had is like, man, you're lucky you got invited at all. And you probably only got invited because of your wife, AKA their mom. Yeah. Not because of you.
I would love to hear the daughter's version of events on this one. And I know we get what we get on stories, but yeah, I'm surprised the mom is still with him if it was this rocky of a relationship.
I'm surprised. And we got a lot of like unreliable author. Yeah. Clearly we do. But look, if father-in-law is stepping in and putting his hand on this guy's chest to stop him from getting to the bride, OP's daughter, father-in-law knows enough from her that it was bad enough to keep him away, right? And she said no. She told him to sit down. It's her fucking wedding. Like, that's when you stop.
Yeah,
dude.
if she said no, then let's just not surprise brides at their wedding.
Yeah. I mean, this OP did a lot of work to strengthen himself and get up to surprise her at a wedding just to step in shit. Like that's what ended up happening.
He did a lot of physical work, not enough mental work.
Agreed, but was it ever really about that? Because the reaction that he got when he got up and started walking over to her and got the cheering and got everything, that it seems like that's what he really wanted, right?
Yeah,
that's the part that felt really good.
Yeah.
and he had an audience there, and that's what he was looking forward to. Man,
Yeah.
that's rough. Here's the edit. Edit. Okay, I'm the asshole. I clearly have my work cut out for me. I think I'll apologize to her, but I don't know what's the best way. I think she has me blocked now, and I know she's threatening to block her mom. She's so upset that our relationship is a mess. I'm calling between my son and asking him to set up some kind of meeting or going by her place and hoping she'll hear me out. I don't know. I don't want to risk my wife asking and getting more shit because of this. That's the edit. Yeah, the mom is who he's married to. I mean, that's my understanding of it. That's the edit. I don't think you're getting the message, OP. I mean, based on the tone of what you're delivering here now, all caps. Okay, I'm the asshole. I know you're saying that, but I don't think you feel it yet. And even then, recognizing that you're an asshole is 10 miles away from doing something to become not the asshole, right? Like there's a lot of work to do here. And good gravy. Like just be thankful that you got to be there and witness her big day at all. It's going to be, I don't know that you can come back from this. Honestly, I don't know. Someone could come back from this. I don't know that you can come back from this in your current mindset.
Right. Will you scroll back up to the top?
Yes, ma'am. What are you looking for?
I was trying to see if it was, I don't know. I think, no, he is. I found out from my wife, her mom.
Slash her mom.
So he is married
They're
to
still
her
married.
mom. There is no stepdad. It was a father-in-law. So it was groom's dad.
Yeah. Groom's dad.
So yeah, there is no stepmom, no stepdad. He is still married to their mom. So that does, I mean, that's an interesting dynamic.
Yep. Yeah. And I think what we've discussed in the sentiment in chat that she was an enabler for all of this and probably damaged her relationship with the kids greatly because of that is spot on. And the in-laws know enough to try to protect her, the bride, his daughter, from him at the wedding. So that's enough. Like there's enough context right there to know it was pretty fucking bad.
Right. He messed up as a parent big time.
Don't like it. Don't like it. Hey, Nancy, member for 12 months with Gosh, I Got Thunder Crew said, I feel like he is hiding behind being saved because he survived an accident. And just because you lived does not mean you are immediately a good person now. And it also doesn't erase the hurt that you caused to all those people. Right? That's like the tree remembers what the axe forgets, right? He may cleanse himself and forgive himself, but that does not mean that anyone else has to forgive you. And I think that's where he's at now. And none of the behaviors that we saw say that he really is sorry and really is thankful to be a part of their life in any capacity at all. Like he wanted the spotlight and he got it for a minute. That's rough. Obscure, he's playing the victim by his attitude. Yeah. That's where I'm at. Okay. Let me get a little bit of catch up going on here before we go over to the next story. 442. We got a time for a couple stories. Elise says, well, I don't have power. Our neighbor's tree took it out. At least I still have my stories. Dang.
Too humid not to have
It is too humid to not have power. But if you're going through some severe weathery stuff, just take it seriously. Make sure you're sheltered up there, Elise. Geek. Hi, Candy Thunders. Thanks for the tiny dinies there. Greatly appreciate that. Jenny with the ice cream cone as well. Thank you so much. Scrolling back up here, the new format that I have in chat to be able to catch stuff is way more difficult. Kelly Brienne, thanks so much for the Go Popular and the Heart Me. Greatly appreciate that as well. Trisha Sweet Nasty interjected himself in her day. He did. Definitely did. Joanne Butthead with the tiny dinies as well. Thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciate it. Just a good old summer storm, huh? Just a good old summer pop-up. Not a fan of them. Not a fan. I mean, they happen. It's been a minute since I've been stressed by weather, which is great because when they do pop up, it hasn't been as severe for sure. But they're a lot more unpredictable right now too. Oh, Caitlin, good question. What level Ascon? So for the last story that we did, it was, am I the Astronaut for trying to dance with my 52 male daughter 28 female at her wedding. Definitely on the scale. Where would you put him, Candy Thunder? It's at least a 2.
I, based on the fact that he feels like his next move is to go to her house, if she won't take his call, I'm going ask on 1, because you don't just show up when somebody's rejected you. You definitely don't show up in the place where they call home and try to make them more uncomfortable with your rejection.
I would agree with this, and I was hovering my finger over the ask on 1 button, waiting for you to say that. I'm glad we agree on that. I think the biggest part of this, it's ask on 1 on his way to black hole, because no is a complete sentence. And how many times does someone have to tell you no before you respect that? Because now it was no at the wedding, it was no at the wedding, it was no at the wedding, and he kept coming closer to her. And now she's blocked him, which is an obvious no, I do not want any contact with you. And he's trying to find a way to disrespect that as well by going around it. So he doesn't have any respect for the boundaries of other people. And that is a definite ask on 1. And I don't. Hey, Pazuzu Dragon, dropping the 5, said here, not a Stanley girl at all, but I got one for the free customization. Plus, it was on sale. Just got it today, and I love it. Great color and a cute pic. That's awesome. Super cool. So the flip top ones, what are these ones called? I can't remember. They have a different name. It's like the Hydro. I don't know. No. It's on their site. It's got a specific name for this. But a big fan of the flip top straw ones. I have a bunch that are, the straw you actually stick in here, but the flip top straw, big fan of. Yoko, it's automatic. You don't need a code for it right now. If you use the link on my link tree, they're doing free customization through the 27th. It's called what? The Quencher Pro Tour. Flip straw tumbler. It's a Stanley Quencher Pro Tour. That's the one with the flip top lid, and that's the 40 ounce one. Anything smaller than the 40 ounce to me, and I just drain it too quick, and then I get pissed. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's Stanley. They're doing free customization, which is like the laser etching, with the top link on my link tree right now through the 27th, and we have a bunch of the Thunder branded files available in the Facebook VIP group. Yeah. Pazuzu Dragon, thank you so much for the love. Appreciate that. And Dusty Thunder, we'll see you through the worst storms, pun intended. Heck yeah. Absolutely. Okay, I am diving back to story number 3. Is that correct? Tony Spock?
It does not leak. And
4? Okay. It does not leak. No. Nope, doesn't leak if it tips over. And a lot of just the straw ones too. Now Candy Thunder might not be the one that should be doing that. Yeah. Even the ones with the straws in them, they added like a silicone ring to so it doesn't spill. But these ones with the flip tops definitely do not leak. And I feel like these keep things colder, like keep your ice longer than the insert straw ones. And it's just handy to be able to flip it down. Big fan. Okay, here we go. Am I the astronaut? My wife was upset. I woke her up to let her know I was going to the doctors. Would you like to start a poll, love? Am I the astronaut? My wife was upset. I woke her up to let her know I was going to the doctors. Tony's starting the poll now. So I feel like there's 2 parts of this. There's part of this that is my wife was upset that I woke her up, and I'm like, you shouldn't do that. And then the second part of it is to let her know I was going to the doctor. That's probably worthy. But there's always a risk involved with waking your wife up. I feel like if you're going to do that, you should probably do it from 20 feet away minimum. Or have really fast running shoes on, right? Like you can do like the, hey, and run. I don't. I wake her up all the time. It happens. Today I sent Navy Thunder in there though. I was getting her ready for school. We got her lunch packed and I had her brekkie, and then it was time to start the process of getting her dressed and stuff. And I was like, hey, go see if your mom's awake. And she's like, okay. I'm like, you have no idea what you're walking into. But Candy Thunder's always going to wake up, smiley and peachy whenever there's a toddler who just loves you and wants to hug on you first thing in the morning. Beyond dropping the two said this wake up could have been a text.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, yeah, that may be completely accurate. Yeah, she's in summer school. She's doing like summer pre-K.
It ends this week.
Yep, last week of it. If it's a known appointment, yes. If not, no. Amber, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, Ellie the bestest, same kind of thing. Planned or unplanned. Yeah.
That's an emergency. Wake him up.
Yeah, if I'm going to the, I'm waking up because an ambulance is on its way to get me. That's worthy. If it is, I'm going to my regularly scheduled colonoscopy. Different. So so OP said doctor. And all right, what's the poll? Punch in and let us know.
I don't have the. Let's just do it. Can you tell me?
Waiting.
Okay. NTA took it with 40%,
40% NTA.
followed by ESH at 15.
I'm going to lean hard into this. And I'm going to go ask on 2. All right, title one last time. Am I the astronaut? My wife was upset. I woke her up to let her know I was going to the doctor's. For the last few days, my eye has been swelling. It started light, and this morning I woke up and it was painful and swollen, larger than the day before. Google researching more said that it could be a sty or an infection, or that there's an infection that is quite bad, orbital cellulitis. So since I had just gone to get my eyes checked and they used eye drops, which I am assuming they didn't clean, I kind of got worried this morning at 7:30 a.m. over coffee. Now, add to all this, my parents are in town, so my mom is still upstairs sleeping, and I am sitting on the patio with my dad having a coffee. In Canada, all walk-in clinics are closed on Sunday, so I decided, I guess I have to go to the ER to get it looked at, if I have to get a prescription. So it's not the doctors, it's the ER. My wife was still sleeping, but I felt I should let her know that my eye isn't looking too good and I am going to head to an ER, since I was hoping that going to an ER ASAP would make it faster to get in and out. So I very gently woke her up and say in a whisper, I'm gonna head to the doc. My eye is pretty bad. She was kind of frustrated and said, okay, and laid back down. Time out. I just imagine this being like a scene from Trolls Band Together, where all the kids have pink eye and it's like goop like dripping. So he's like leaning over his wife and like the goop is, he's like, hey, like that's not, you'd be scared if you woke up and I was all Cyclops and gooping on top of you. That's true. I went downstairs and finished my coffee before heading out, chatted about what I was going to do with my dad, and prepared to leave. I got a text from her. I know pharmacists can prescribe for smaller things if you can't get into a walk-in. I thought, oh, that's a good idea. I will chill for an hour when the pharmacy opens and go. So I kept sitting on the patio to finish my coffee and wait for the time to head to the pharmacy. About 10 minutes later, my wife comes out on the patio and instantly says, you shouldn't have woken me up. I wanted to sleep more. In a pretty confrontational, how dare you way, in front of me and my dad. No, how are you doing? No checking in on my well-being, no empathy, just fuck you for waking me up early at 7:20 a.m. So at this point, I go into the house and she proceeds to lecture me on how she is on her period and needs sleep. She had a rough night, cramps, and I shouldn't have woken her up. I should have just texted and left. My argument was that I totally get that, but I am worried I have a bad eye infection and wanted to let her know I was going to seek treatment. And to me, all caps with stress, she should have been like, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Is everything all right? She maintains that I should have never woken her up and that I was the asshole and that she is not in the wrong at all for being more worried about her sleep than my situation. Mind you, I haven't had eye issues in 30 years, so this is all new to me. I ended up going to 2 pharmacists who both came back with that it's more than likely a sty and that a hot compress is all that's needed. And she's still pissed at me and refuses to see how her actions are as selfish, and refuses to see how I see her actions as selfish and that I shouldn't be made an asshole for waking her up. That's the story. Okay, so I kind of equate this to the man cold pandemic. Listen, buddy, first of all, keep a calendar, know what's going on with your wife's cycle, and know when to not poke the fucking bear. Okay?
I mean, I feel like I would want you to wake me up and tell me that something was wrong, but I thrive in this kind of situation. Like if something's wrong, I want to help you fix it. Unless it's a cold, then I'm like, shut the fuck up and take your medicine. But if you don't know what's going on and you need help, like I would not be offended if you woke me up and said my eye is not better. Like I feel like I need to go to the doctor. I would have assessed the situation. And I feel like she did that.
What Candy Thunder means is when there's something gross to pick at, she thrives. So if I've got something
That's
that
true.
requires like gross examination,
But
she's
also
like,
when you have stuff that's outside of the norm of like an everyday cold, like I do want you to get taken care of and I would want you to go see a doctor. And so I would be helping you set that up because I like that part of taking care of you.
we also have to address the goopy-eyed elephant in the room, and that is
He just had a sty, so
that wife here
which I mean it's painful.
had eyes on his eyes, right? So she was able to see like how swollen it was, and by visible standards, she didn't think it was a big enough deal to be extremely concerned about. A grain of salt with that because she is in the throes of her P-Rod and felt
That's true.
really strongly about
That's very true.
her sleep here. So maybe where she's at kind of minimized what she was seeing wrong with him
For sure.
and maximized what was wrong with her.
I mean, sure she can be annoyed that she was woken up, but to still be like pissed at him and like make this a big thing, like I don't know. I don't see the point in it. I don't see the point in this argument.
I would have
Your
sent a
husband-
message. I would have sent a message. I 100%
husband-
would have sent a message and been like, I'm not
you
gonna,
wouldn't
I'm
have.
not going to wake her up for this. I'm going to send a message and I'm going to go.
You would have woken me up and been like, "Do I need to go to the doctor?" And I've been like, "Let me see. Let me see. Give me a Diet Coke and let me see."
If I knew I was going to go to the doctor already, which OP did, I would just send a message.
I don't believe that.
If it was during that
I don't believe it.
cycle time, I wouldn't have risked it. Tony Spark, you have some input here. Yes. Going back and sitting down on the porch instead of going immediately.
Look,
Yeah. So you didn't. You woke
Yeah.
her up and then hung around for an hour instead of leaving immediately. Now she said that the reason OP hung around for a little bit is because she said if you go to a pharmacist instead, and the pharmacy wasn't open yet. So I don't know.
yeah, I get it. I mean, I would not have been pissed in this situation, period or not. Like it would not have bothered me if you said something was wrong. And you would have woken me up before you went to the doctor. 100%. I 100% believe that. Tony? Tony believes it too. You would have woken me up before you went to the doctor.
I believe
No one in this world does not believe that.
that you believe.
Oh, don't do that to me.
Some other people said that on the post that he might be a bit of a hypochondriac and she's very used to it.
Okay, so he may be a hypochondriac and she's used to it. Yes, she's desensitized. Entirely possible. Entirely possible.
You
Okay.
would have showed me your eye 30 times,
Some kind of eye disease.
and I would have already assessed it, and I would have made the call on whether or not you needed to go to the doctor.
Okay.
That is the world that we live in.
I probably would have been.
But I'm fine with that.
Like,
I'm 100% fine
If
with
it takes me, it takes me. She would have made the appointment for me and forced me to go. That's the more likely scenario.
that. Yeah, because you've been bitching about it, so I'm like, go take care of it.
What was it? A couple of days ago, she's like, I'm going to make you an appointment for this mole on your back. I'm like, I can't even see it. It's fine.
It's a suspect bolt.
She's like, I'm going to make you an appointment for that. I'm like, if it takes me, it takes me. It's fine.
Well, I need you, so I want to make sure that you're 100% healthy.
Understood.
It has a weird shape. I don't like it, and it's dark. I feel like it should be assessed.
Sure.
We have insurance. Let's use
Could
it.
be assessed with an X-Acto knife and a bottle of boiling water.
I have no idea how this spiraled into a fight for this marriage.
Is it? Oh, you mean for that one? For this one? Wait, what are we talking about? Ellie, the best is every couple is different. ER equals wake up always. Okay. Now, in all
Yeah,
fairness,
I agree.
OP was going to the ER.
His wife had a better idea.
She talked him
Shocking.
down. All right, we're gonna get a real test for this, and I'm gonna wake Candy Thunder up because I have to go get something treated here soon, and we're gonna see what happens. I'll film it whenever I do it, whenever I wake her up, and we'll see how she reacts. We'll see what the real reaction is.
Thrive on this side of the medical situation. One, because I'm nosy and I like to know everything that's going on, and two, well, if it's like a real emergency, like I'm gonna be there for you. I'm gonna show up for you and support you in the way that you need to be supported.
I'm gonna wake Candy Thunder up and then go to the hospital to get treated for the black eye that I got while waking Candy Thunder up.
Yeah, because I swing when I wake up.
No swing, just gasping. No swinging.
Can you just hold your emergency room visits until after 8 a.m.?
For sure.
So could he have waited until 8 to wake her up?
I mean, I think, yeah, he could have waited. But yeah, waking her up and then going and having coffee.
I'm going to go with something different. I'm going to go with no assholes here. It was like a stupid marital fight, and they both are probably going to forget it tomorrow.
NAH? Yeah. No assholes here?
That's what I'm going to say. It is what it is.
Wow.
I'm just going to diagnose it as marriage.
You know what? That's fair.
And that time of the month.
That's fair. That's fair.
But she is probably pretty tired, so at least let her get a nap.
Don't piss her off. All right, a little bit of catch up here as we start winding down. Life with London member for 11 months says, it's my birthday and I'm happy to celebrate with y'all. Can't imagine being mad. My hubby told me he was going to the ER, LOL. Happy gosh heckin' birthday to you. Love hearing that you're celebrating with us. I mean, look, preface this with, if you were super crabby and tired already, you're probably going to be annoyed by anything and everything, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of context relationship-wise that goes into that. But yes, classifying this as marriage is probably the fairest classification we can give. Nancy dropping the 5. He woke her up, then sat down to finish his coffee. That's what would piss me off. If you wake me up to say you're leaving, you better leave after. Yeah, in all fairness, like, she did talk him into an alternative approach that he couldn't go to right away. So, Laughable Panda dropping the 2 said, hello, Dusty, been a long time lurker, just subbed. Heck yes, thank you so much. Welcome to the Gosh Heckin' fam. Glad to have you there. Margarita, you brave, Dusty. I like to find boundaries. Like, I like to find where the line is and then just like dance on both sides of it and just see what happens. In pretty much all ways. And dropping the 5, a live action reenactment of an AITA story is what needs to happen. Yeah. I don't know if that's what we would get.
Also, I could be considered the asshole because I check your lab results before you do. And then I'm like, hey, you're healthy, you're fine.
You say before I do, as if I ever.
Just let you know if something's off.
You check them for me because I will never look
like
at them.
it though. I love reading lab results.
I don't.
And test results and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, good. You're just constipated. You're fine.
I don't want to know. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't want to know. I feel fine. I don't want to know.
Tony and I are great at checking.
My back
results.
hurts. I'm old. I don't want to know. That's where I'm at, basically. Yeah, Joe. You have a PhD in Googling? That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Greatly appreciate the love. We are going to start transitioning over for VIP. We will have the VIP stream today. We'll be doing the Wheel of Thunder spin. If you are new to the Gosh Heckin' fam on either the YouTube side or the TikTok side, we do a VIP live after this live. Give us about 10 to 15 minutes to set up for it, and then we'll chat for a little bit. We'll do some Wheel of Thunder spins where we give away some sticker packs and stuff to some wheel winners. And likely we'll talk about some kind of food, and everyone will get hungry, and then we'll end the stream. So that's the typical cycle of things. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. Greatly appreciate it. We will see you here again soon. It will be, let's see, next live will be Sunday, July 20th at 9 p.m. Central, and the weekly Wednesday live will be next Wednesday, July 23rd at 3 p.m. Central on the TikTok and YouTube side. Be sure to subscribe on the YouTube side if you are not already. There's all kinds of stuff over there that you won't see over on the TikTok side. The compilations are one of them. The Imperfect Storms podcast, which we just filmed yesterday, I am already doing the rough cut edit on now. It may be ready to go next Wednesday. We'll see. We'll see on that. We might do a premiere for that one if we can get ready in time. So we'll see what happens there. Thank you again. Greatly appreciate the love. We'll see you here momentarily, VIPs.